We've been doing movie nights for
years.
Gen Xer and
Gen Z.
I hate these ones because they're blue. I hate those, formal uniforms because they're white. Who makes a formal uniform white? Somebody get me in touch with the costume director.
And he crashes them.
As you do. I'm very much in that transition period between, teenage years and adult years. Mm-hmm. Random weird moments that the two of us have experienced, and there are a lot of those.
That's the thing. I don't think we have to leave that behind when we're grown up.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's I'm just sitting there and I'm like, where did this come from? Why are we singing?
I mean, you're not going to learn anything about the movies listening to us talk. This is the Argo City Podcast. Film, conventions, and fan life with Maddie and Matthew.
And we have returned.
So this is Movie Wheel of Boom, and this is different.
We actually had a lot of really interesting things on the Movie Wheel this week. This was not one of the ones I was expecting us to get.
No, a lot of the Movie Wheel's been sending us to rom-coms and stuff like that a lot lately. And before that, it was
zombies.
A little bit of zombies, but mostly all anime all day, all the time. And this is something so very different. And I think that's really interesting.
So this week we watched Flow, which is...
Yeah, you're going to have to explain this. So
Flow essentially follows, our cat protagonist as they join up with a bunch of animal ruffians to avoid a flood. They're all on a boat together. We don't know where they're going. They don't talk. There's no dialogue in this entire movie. You just hear the animals speaking. And
that's really a big thing here. I mean, that's partially the conceit of the film, but it's also... It's what makes this unique, because usually when we are talking about animal-based films, well, they're anthropomorphized.
Yeah, they're human.
They're human beings talking for them. I mean, the number of animal-based films, the first thing that immediately comes to my mind is The Incredible Journey, which is a couple of dogs and a cat stranded, lost, traveling miles and miles of country to find their way home.
I think you've told me about that. I don't know, something about that.
I bet you dollars to donuts that when you were too young to remember, you watched it, because it's totally the sort of thing that Nana and Papa would have had at their house. Huh. I don't know that I've ever seen either the movie versions, but I read the book. I read the book as a child, so that's what I remember especially. But they're talking. But I mean, you've got stuff like The Incredible Journey. You've got just National Geographic in general. You've got this past October, I sat and we released it on the YouTube channel and read One Night in the Lonesome October,
that's right.
Which is a bizarre story of Dracula and witches and Lovecraftian elders and all sorts of mystic serial killing shenanigans, all told from the perspective of Jack the Ripper's dog.
As you do, apparently.
I mean, it is one of my great regrets that Roger Zelazny never made more of these. This needs more. But
this movie,
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, one of the things I was looking forward to the most, I remember one summer, was Garfield 2. And I know I'm in the minority, but I unapologetically love the Garfield movies.
Yeah.
So the animal protagonist, or even the just all animal movie, it's not something new. An all animal movie where not a word is spoken ever.
Not even, like, we get one person talking, like, in the credit thing in the very, very, very beginning, and, like, that thing. But that is the only word that's ever spoken in this.
I mean, I don't even recall that.
No, like, the lady announcing the name of the brand, like, before the movie begins.
Oh, well, yeah, that doesn't count.
Well, I know, but I'm just, like, aside from that, we get no dialogue.
In the film, yeah,
in
there's
this.
nothing. And it would almost, like, I'll tell you what, if somebody did speak, it would startle us, I think.
I think so,
We've been so lulled into the environment and into the brand. It's...
But, you know, despite that fact, I mean, I know exactly what's going on. I know what all these characters are thinking, what they are... Heck, I talk out loud a lot during our movies, and I'm like, I'm talking for these characters. Like, get away from me. Don't take my basket. Like, what? It's amazing. You can project so much onto these characters. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, because what we're seeing transcends language. And even if this had a language in it, it wouldn't be ours. This is made in Latvia. It was distributed by a gaggle of French companies. English does not show up even anywhere in the thought process here. It's not. And it doesn't need it. It really generally never needs. We are committed and engaged with these characters. They're
wonderful.
These characters don't have names.
They don't.
Like, we assigned pronouns to the cat. We called her she, which, you know what, I think that's a normal thing. I think something in just the public consciousness, we call cats she and we call dogs he.
Yeah.
And so there's a sleek black cat with eyes like our cat Bugs.
And, like, at first I was like, oh, look, it's Bugs.
I mean, it's not a tuxedo cat.
It's not, but at a glance, it would look like her, though.
The eyes would. They absolutely would. Yeah. And if you see her in shadow, it would look like her. There's a big dog who looks like... It looks like Mom's dog when I was dating her. Like, when she was still living in her little apartment there, she had a big golden retriever called Benny.
I didn't even know she had a dog.
There's some photos of her with him, but it reminds me of that. There's a lemur, and it's not it's probably the most comic relief in it, but it's never played for laughs. And then there's a big capybara, he just flops and flops and
goes to sleep. And I have assigned him the dad or the grandpa role in this movie. Don't ask me where, don't ask me why or how, but he is the grandpa here.
And then we have a large white tropical bird. I think that what I saw it called was an emperor bird.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I was thinking crane, flamingo. No, it's something different.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, because one of my things is I want to know, or give me a time period, or give me a location.
Good luck with that.
This thing, it's not just that it's not just being uncooperative. It actively defies us. It confounds any attempt at placing it, because,
like, spoilers, we start off in an average house.
Like,
with,
I don't know what this house
nice
is.
Stuff. We go into the boat, and you pointed out the fact that the boat has
it's got a life preserver.
It's got a life preserver. So
foam.
We're in an age of industrial age. Mm-hmm. We travel onward and go through this Greek city. Continuing to go on, we pass by this temple where we pick up the lemur. Moving forward from that, we end up in a Mayan-esque,
at first,
city?
Is it Japanese or is it Mayan? No, that is Mayan, especially when we get to the center of the circle. Trust me, folks, we'll get to the center of the circle in a little while.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. These animals don't live together. These animals don't come from the same same countries.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about a lemur from Madagascar. We're talking about a capybara from South Africa. We're talking about a very tropical bird. Yeah. I mean, cats and dogs are everywhere, but these animals in general do not live together. And whatever that gigantic behemoth whale thing was, that is not a whale. It's
pretending to be a whale, but it's not a whale.
That is not a whale. That is like, oh.
Because we saw it like go up. And have you guys ever seen like those, I would almost call it like pirate movies, where you see the scales of the monster come up and over the water?
It's not a sharp fin. It's spines. It's something. It's just something else.
Yeah.
If I'm reading Job, whenever they talk about Leviathan, that's what I'm going to picture from now on.
Oh, no.
It's massive. This is not George and Gracie from Star Trek 4. This is... And I'm spending time on this because it places it firmly in something else. Something timeless.
Yeah.
All the humans are gone.
Like
there's
a
not even pictures of them
or something. I don't even.
There's not even humans carved into that Greek city. I thought I'd see some frescoes. I thought I'd see something. We almost get a human. We get a hand and maybe the top of a head sticking out of the water, like the giant statues in Lord of the Rings as you're passing by. Yeah. But even these are engulfed in these deluge waters.
There's so much to this world. Like,
this might not even be our world.
Yeah.
And this is a possibility. Because I'm looking it up. I'm desperately trying to find out. This might not even be our world.
Because, like, I had a theory or two to explain your different animals from different continents. You know, if, like, the plates shifting, like...
Yes.
And I also imagine anybody that knows, like, the lore of the Hunger Games knows that at that point the plates were shifting, the world got flooded, the only landmass that survived was, well, the U.S., which became the 12 districts. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if we got something similar to that here, because if this flood happened once, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened more than once. And there's not enough human remnant to make me think that humans have been around for a while.
Like, I just don't know. And the thing is, the flood imagery it's perfect in that every civilization has a flood myth. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm going to go, if I'm going to go with the Genesis flood, which may be global, may have been local, this is a perfect representation of it. But every civilization records it. So this is primal imagery. This is something we immediately latch onto. It's something that we just understand. And
it's like frankly, even just sitting in there as we're passing by these statues, like, don't get me wrong, I love these characters, but I want to know the story of this world. I want to know because things here are people-sized. They're not small human-sized, they're people-sized. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, like, and when we see the cat in the very beginning, I presume it's a domesticated cat, because the cat goes into the house and sleeps on the bed.
I never got domesticated. I just think it's found a place. Because it's afraid of everything, like cats are. But I don't know.
I mean, if you look at, like, but also, even in that same house, I'm wondering if cats are some sort of religious symbol here.
Yes, because I'm like, it's not Egyptian architecture, but there's cat statues everywhere, or maybe that person was just obsessed.
Look, but the thing is, we see multiple. Why, when we're like away from even the house, we end up on top of a giant cat statue. I wouldn't necessarily call that the work of one obsessive person.
And when we're talking giant cat statue, we're talking, think Egyptian pyramids. There's scaffolding going up there, and we get these long shots of this tiny speck of our little cat wandering up.
Of our little baby.
It's because they want to make sure we understand
the scale, which is like...
But, I mean, there's paper drawings of the cat. Somebody was doing a study of the cat
they were
to do their sculpture.
Out of wood.
But there was a paper study as well. I mean, all that tells me this, if there was some sort of apocalypse in this world, it wasn't long ago. But the movie doesn't want to get bogged down in telling us what happened to the people. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter. All that matters is the immediacy of the current crisis, which is very, very animal themed.
Yeah.
They live in the moment, and it doesn't matter what happened to the people. All that matters is, how do I get out of the water? How do I survive?
I feel so bad for them. Like, man, there's been a lot of flooding, especially around the U.S. over the last couple months, and it's like, I don't like thinking about the pets that are getting stranded. I don't like thinking about it. It makes me sad.
There's a moment where that cat is caught in the undertow. She is not getting back up.
No.
It is over until the whale thing, until Leviathan
lifts her
just
up.
happens to surface at that moment to grab a breath of air, and she's in the way. And she ends up on top of it, looking around like, I don't understand, but there's air here, so I'm very happy right up until the moment where a bird snatches her.
For, like, no reason either. Like, and then just drops her. She lands on the boat, thank gosh, but...
It's good timing, but this is really what we're dealing with. We stumble from set piece to set piece to set piece. It could be absolutely random, and yet it makes a whole narrative and a far more coherent narrative than you would expect from something like this.
Right? I don't know. Like I said, it makes sense, and I am happily chugging along with these characters. It works.
They are characters. There's something, all of that happens. I mean, even like if we look at the lemurs, like I said, the lemurs are, they're comedy relief. There's a whole tribe of them on another boat, or that they pass here and there. There's one, but it's funny because he keeps stealing things. And he keeps collecting things. He keeps finding, shiny stuff or mirrors. But I mean, this is a real thing. Lemurs in the wild and in captivity, they're social, but they are curious. They're known to collect and gather stuff. Usually it's more like leaves and fruit and twigs. But I mean, if something's shiny, it will capture their attention. And one of the things I noticed on my brief Google is this will also serve as a bonding mechanism within their troop, which is absolutely happening with the group of lemurs. But our soul lemur, it's happening on the boat as well. At one point, a group of rogue dogs gets on the boat, breaks the lemur's prize mirror, and one of the other dogs brings him one of the other things to try and console him. They've obviously bonded at this point. There's a lot of relationships going on here.
When the lemur first joins the crew, the capybara helps him put stuff in the basket.
Right, the lemur thinks he's stealing it, but no, the capybara is helping
him to get him on the boat faster.
Yes,
because I keep projecting like a father or grandpa onto him, but But that bond immediately was formed both ways, and then he kind of got it with them later on. That's fascinating.
But I mean, even the giant bird obviously has some sort of connection to the cat. I wonder if it is random that he snatches him off a Leviathan's back and drops him on the boat, or if that's intentional. Because later on, the next time he meets that bird, the bird brings him a fish, brings the cat a fish.
Yeah.
Just like the other birds are doing for their children.
Yeah.
And I looked and said, I wonder if it thinks the cat is his child.
Because when we did see the children on the island, they were a darker color. I wouldn't be surprised if, if that was possibly the bird projecting onto it. Because the bird's been away from its own kind for a while.
It has, and even when it finds a flock, it's going to defend the cat.
Even to the point where they break its wings.
Man, and that's brutal. It's intentional.
Like you have one bird on one wing, one bird on the other wing, and one holding its neck down. And I hate it.
There's elements of this too. I will say this. There are elements of this where I think they are anthropomorphizing a little bit. They're projecting greater intelligence. But at the same time, they will acknowledge that these animals are not completely intelligent. They illustrated it 2 different points.
Yeah.
They use what they call a mirror test. So the lemur is looking at it. This was brilliant too, by the way, because in this moment they killed 2 birds with 1 stone. The lemur is looking at itself in the mirror. Mm-hmm. It recognizes that that's me in the mirror. At the same time, the mirror is projecting a small sunbeam, like a laser, for the cat to play with in the background.
It was so cute.
I love that they're doing both of these things at the same time. It's accomplishing those 2 things. At the end, though, they all look into the water. But you can tell the lemur and the cat recognize themselves, and they keep staring into the water. The dog and the capybara are, oh, that's cool. Hey, what's over there? They don't get it. So there is an acknowledgement that some of these things are more intelligent than others. I love that they're really engaging with that.
Yeah.
But they spend so much time paying attention to the details of the animals. You mentioned this with the eyes.
The cat and its eyes dilating and undilating, and with like the ears, and it's man, I've grown up with cats my whole life. We've always had cats. So it's interesting to see, oh yeah, the eyes are dilated. Oh, hey Sparky sitting on the window. Oh, you're watching the birds. I can tell it in your eyes. Like it's they do such a good job of it.
Pixar's always been good at this as far as observing things, but this is not Pixar. This is a small group. This is people using their own. They're using open source. They're using Blender.
Yeah.
And look, the idea of making your own CGI movie, this is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
It was hard enough for me to get all the CGI effects done for Douglas Walt's film Atomic Gorilla, A Go-Go, which those are supposed to be silly looking effects, and there's spaceships which are okay, and some of it looks like an N64 game, some of it looks maybe PlayStation-ish. But
the thing is, even the look here, it's very much like it looks like that, but it goes with the art style though.
It does. And the thing is, I give this guy so many props here because I've tried to do this. And it was probably 20 years ago that I tried to put together a CGI film. The script's still in my computer. And I wanted to tell a story about a penguin and an elephant who met and became best friends on Noah's Ark. And the thing is, it opens with archaeologists trying to figure out, why is there a penguin buried in Africa? They're supposed to be in the Antarctic, right? Why is it? So we want to go with that gag.
That's fun.
And I got 20 minutes, I think, into it. Mm-hmm. But it's so hard. It's so hard. Yeah. And it looked like VeggieTales. It was not great animation. And again, 20 years ago, you have a short window where you can get away with that sort of primitive animation. Stuff like this just... I have nothing but admiration because he managed to do the thing that I failed to do. Yeah. I love what this guy has done and created.
And it's like...
This is not a studio. This is a dude. This is a dude in his bedroom
on
talking
a laptop.
to 50 other people in their bedrooms.
Like, even watching this initially, I think I showed you a trailer for it, but
Yes.
the art style really reminded me of the game Stray.
Uh-huh.
Like, if you... Let me see if I can find a better picture. This one is more of like a cyberpunk-esque kind of thing. If you look at some of the areas in the very, very beginning of the game, you see, like, it's dreadfully similar.
It is. And that's the thing. The art style is high contrast, low resolution-ish. It almost looks like a PlayStation 2 game.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't take away from it because you can absolutely just say, you know what? That's the aesthetic. That's what they're going for. Even if it's the limitation of Blender, that's the aesthetic that they have settled on, and
They run with it.
Yeah, I'll go with it. It worked.
And like that's what's interesting to me, especially because when you and me were initially watching through like the animated Spider-Man series, every single episode I would call out, "This looks like a video game cutscene."
Yes.
And I know it drove you insane.
Well, and you know what? This reminded me of that.
But like this didn't. It struck me as, oh, this is a cool art style. It didn't bother me this time.
Maybe I've prepared you for that, but it's also one of those things like the thing about the Spider-Man series. This is the MTV series that was on between the first and second movies. Even with that series, the writing elevated it. The writing took that slightly more primitive animation and turned it into something else. And the same is true here.
Yeah.
And where they can't give you the better quality animation, they're paying attention to the details. They're paying attention to how the animals move, what they look like, how they sound. The fact that they sampled real animals,
which is I love that. I love it when movies take the actual sense of animals. Stray, the game I was telling you, used a physical cat. They put it like the dots on it and drew it off of the cat. Like literally, it's I love it.
To be fair, the capybara is a baby camel because real capybaras are not.
They don't make a lot of noise.
They're not chatty, but all of this it just engages you. It makes you, they're so committed to the idea that you can't help but commit to it. Even just the small victories. The cat decides, I'm going to jump off the boat and catch a fish.
Yeah.
And I'm going to catch more. And I'm going to catch another one. I'm going to create a pile of fish.
We're cheering her on as she's going
This
in.
is such a small victory, a silly thing, but
it is. But we love them for it.
It's a punch the air moment. It's everything that you're looking for in this.
And no, like I said, they do it so well. They get us so excited. At one point, the bird is the one that's mainly driving the ship, which I feel like when you talk about the Animorphied, having the animals drive the ship is like one of those things.
Yes, it is. But the bird in particular
was like,
I think it gets a
the
lot
air,
more attention.
Like, yeah.
Because, all right, let's go to the Aztec Circle. Because the rowdy bunch of dogs bored and the bird is not happy. The bird just
like
expresses its displeasure and says, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not driving the ship anymore. But it's also getting tired. Yeah. It's getting... We find ourselves at this circle. It looks like an Aztec calendar. Or maybe like an altar to sacrifice.
Yeah, it's at the very, very tip of the mountain.
And the bird and the cat share a moment. They rise into the air as golden beams and fireflies and points of light circle around them. And the heavens open, and it's a vortex swirling like a blue glowing wormhole. And the bird ascends, and
the cat,
I don't know... The cat's left behind.
Yeah, the cat slowly sinks as the bird goes up.
I'm not sure what we've seen here.
Yeah.
Because this is not a magic fantasy movie.
It's not. It felt really out of place when we were initially watching it.
So is this the moment that the bird dies? Is this a metaphor? And you looked at me and you said, is that a sacrifice?
It felt, because the thing is, the cat goes back down and the water recedes, and it's like as if our wish has been granted. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I didn't see, I mean, obviously they probably wouldn't leave an obvious dead body behind, but like, it's gone.
It's just that one moment that doesn't entirely fit, but it's glorious nevertheless.
It's like the budget was spent on the beautifulness of that, but
and you know, with no budget here,
with no budget, like
there are no outtakes to this movie. Mm-hmm. There's nothing left on the cutting room floor. They used every second of animation they generated.
Yeah,
and they still didn't make 90 minutes.
Oh,
but you know what? That's fine. They took as long as they needed.
Yeah.
And they definitely didn't overstay their welcome.
Too many movies these days are either too long or they're forced to be too short, and this one was perfect.
Yeah. Because, again, this is just, there's no studio here. This movie is playing by its own rules. And it makes me absolutely fascinated to see, I want to see what this guy comes up with next.
Yeah.
I genuinely do. I want to see not only more animation, I want to see more music, because the soundtrack's another one of those things that it conveys that. I want a copy of the soundtrack. Mm-hmm. And I just want to see where this goes next, because it won an Oscar and it deserved it.
Absolutely, it deserved it.
And it's the sort of thing that should be too big to ignore. So I think that's it.
Yeah.
This week for Flow. If you haven't seen this, it's on
Please
HBO
go watch
Max.
It. And
put up with the commercials. They're weird bumpers that look like Saturday morning. But
yeah, if we've learned anything from this movie, it's don't let the capybara drive the boat. I think that's all for this week. Bye!